And if the clerk could take the roll, please.
Commissioner Luck,
Here.
Commissioner Blasted,
Here.
Commissioner Cardiac,
Here.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Here.
Commissioner West,
Here.
Commissioner Gamache,
Here.
Commissioner Schulte,
Here.
Okay, the first item is tax claims and abatements. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Been moved by Commissioner Brassad. Is there a second?
Second.
Been second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Blasted,
Aye.
Commissioner Cardiac,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Luck,
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is review of checks issued from Finance and Central Services and from Human Services. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Been moved by Commissioner Schulte. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Look. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have approval of minutes from the March 24th County Board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Commissioner Look, second by Commissioner West. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We have two items today under Chair's remarks. Our first item is the opportunity to recognize the significant and selfless acts of several community members whose work has made significant impacts on the health of our entire community. We've been presenting our Public Health Awards since the year 2006, and I'd like Commissioner Gamache to begin our presentation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Public Health Awards are given to individuals and groups of individuals based upon their leadership, community health improvement efforts, collaboration, and advocacy in our community. The award recipients truly represent the heart and integrity of Anoka County. And here's how the awards work. A selection committee comprised of public health professionals and community volunteers review nominated candidates. The nominations are open to anyone and can come from the public, private, and nonprofit sectors. Our recipients are people who devote their time, energy, and talent to improving lives in our community. At this time, I'd like to ask Laurel Hoff, Director of our Community Health and Environmental Services Department, to come forward and introduce our award recipients. Laurel.
Thank you, Commissioners. My name is Laurel Hoff, and I'm the Director of the Community Health Department. It's my privilege to present these recognition awards to people who truly go above and beyond to make a positive difference in Anoka County. To begin, I'd like to ask Commissioner Schulte to present our first award, and I'd like to invite Dr. Abdul Nathani to step forward.
Thank you, Laurel. Our first award is to recognize a public health leader in our community for his leadership and volunteerism in protecting and promoting the health and safety of homeless individuals in the county. We are proud to present this public health award to Dr. Abdul Nathani. Dr. Nathani provides volunteer medical services to individuals who are homeless and staying at the Stepping Stone Emergency Housing. He saw a need to assist individuals in this setting and gathered pharmacy students as well as addiction specialists to come to Stepping Stone monthly. Space at the shelter is set up as an exam room and a consultation area where individuals may talk privately with Dr. Nathani about their medical concerns and medications. He provides medical exams and referrals to healthcare providers for individuals who need further services and a healthcare package to those who need over-the-counter medical supplies like Band-Aids. He has also provided meals for all of the individuals staying at Stepping Stone. When an individual is treated for healthcare issues, they are more likely to be able to handle other problems in their lives. The individuals at Stepping Stone Emergency Housing see Dr. Nathani as a caring physician who contributes much to improve their lives. On behalf of the people of Anoka County, we are honored to recognize and celebrate your contributions today. Congratulations, Dr. Nathani.
Thank you, Commissioner, for your very kind words in introducing me. I'm really honored and privileged But I have to say, I've had a very humbling experience over the last few years, and I want to take this opportunity to express my thanks. I want to thank God first for all the blessings and for giving me this opportunity. I want to thank my family, my wife Munira and my daughter Asia, who have always been very supportive and encouraged me in all the way. I want to thank my very good friend Craig Mom, for introducing me to this project and for his enthusiasm and support all along with the whole team at Stepping Stone, including Nurse Pagel, Samantha Lucas, and also the staff at Stepping Stone, Laurel and Kevin, for all their dedication and passion to improve. I also want to take this opportunity to introduce my friend Mohammed Mahdi. We have a community-free clinic in Brooklyn Center, and it's because of his generosity that we're able to use the services and the space to provide that service. Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, what I read was a prepared script, but I do really want to say from the heart, what you do is amazing. To take that time after hours to volunteer and help people that are less fortunate, and to give them that opportunity to excel in their lives and succeed is just absolutely amazing. And I just really wanted to say that off script to make sure you know that as much as I read it, I really believe it, and I really want to thank you for what you do.
I would like to ask Commissioner Kordiak to present our next award, and I would like to invite Dr. Todd Henriksen, Marlis Goltz, and Kristen Freilich up to the podium.
Thank you. I'm pleased to comment today. I look over the crowd. It's a rather remarkable group today. Good to see you here today. I am Jim Kordiak. I'm here to present the second of our Public Health Awards today. Anoka County is honored to recognize the work of three people, Dr. Todd Heinrichsen, Marlis Goltz, and Kristen Freilich, for their efforts in our community. Their amazing work began when Dr. Henriksen began an effort with the Fridley Clinic to become the first clinic in the Allina Health System to provide health screenings and physicals for refugees moving into our community. This is critical work to protect the health of our community and these citizens, and to reduce the health barriers and cause successful resettlement of these families and individuals. Refugees may have received little or no care for years from the many directions that they have come from before they came to the U.S. When Dr. Henriksen joined Allina, he expressed an interest and commitment to providing his service to the clinic. With the addition of two support staff, Marlis Goltz and Kristen Freilich, they have demonstrated commitment and dedication through adding families to their refugee screenings to their already busy schedules. Certainly we know that they had plenty to do and they stretched themselves to reach this community, providing quality service to refugee families, coordinating with the local public health agencies and sponsoring agencies around access to medical assistance, transportation, and interpreter services. The screening exam may be the refugees' first encounter with Western health care. It's an opportunity to introduce the concept of preventative health and support them to establish a primary care facility. The critical work helps to prevent disease such as tuberculosis, hepatitis B, and many more. I'd like to congratulate you, Doctor, for your efforts, for your support staff who's worked so closely with you. You've done a fine commitment to this community. You really have extended yourself. I was kidding him earlier. I expected a aging old individual. Fine to see that a young man at your age is committing yourself to the cause of this community and those that need your assistance. I truly appreciate that.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the county on behalf of our team at Allina. I'd like to thank God as well. for the opportunity to provide care to refugees. I'd been providing care at a different clinic, and it was a bit of a transition for Alina, and Diane and Steve and Susan came out to ease the transition, and they've always been there to help us and answer questions and help through it. It's really an opportunity, a blessing to be able to be one of the first faces of really even Minnesota for refugees who come in and welcome them and set them on a path towards health and participating in the community. So it really is a blessing.
Cool.
I would ask Commissioner West to present our next award, and I would like to invite Jim Hafner to step forward.
Our third public health honoree today is someone who's familiar to many of us. Congratulations to Jim Hafner for being selected because of your great efforts to improve health in Anoka County. Jim is the stormwater manager and wellhead protection manager for the city of Blaine. The protection and management of local water resources such as lakes, rivers, streams, and groundwater is critical to our community's health. Jim has proven himself to be a dedicated and passionate leader in the protection of local water resources throughout Anoka County. His role with the city of Blaine, in his role, Jim recognizes that the water resources are connected with neighboring communities. Jim has provided leadership for the protection and management of local water resources in a number of ways. First, he serves as the chair of the Anoka County Municipal Wellhead Protection Group. This community effort with Jim's leadership serves as an example of cooperative approach to innovative and effective implementation of drinking water protection efforts. Second, Jim is the steering committee chair of the Minnesota City Stormwater Coalition. His leadership has led to the development of pollution prevention standards. Jim is a valuable resource to the county, cities, and the watershed management organizations who seek his advice to develop and implement stormwater plans. And third, Jim regularly presents at community and industrial meetings in Anoka County. He serves on the Anoka County Watershed Resources Task Force, and Jim walks the talk for water protection. The Hafner family introduced the first residential rain garden at their home to demonstrate how form and function can work together for a clean and healthy environment. Congratulations, Jim Hafner. It's a pleasure to honor you and recognize you today.
I would like to thank the commissioners for this award. It was a bit of a surprise when I found out about it, but to be recognized amongst healthcare professionals like those other award recipients today is very humbling. I'm very fortunate to work in a community like Blaine, where Mayor Ryan and City Engineer Jane Keeley, my supervisors, allow me the flexibility and opportunity to engage in activities outside of my specific job requirements, so I can take part in something that's really very close to me, and that's water. It's very important in our state. And I want to also recognize my wife is here today. Without her support, a lot of this isn't possible. Thank you very much.
Before we turn it back over to Commissioner Gamache, just wanted to acknowledge Commissioner Tom Ryan for being here as well today to show you, or Mayor, Commissioner, sorry, Mayor, had a cold all week, I'm not quite there. Mayor Tom Ryan for being here today to show his support as well. Appreciate that.
And Madam Chair and Commissioners, I would like to thank the County Board and our award nominators, as well as our award recipients and residents, for supporting efforts to improve public health in our community. I would also like to acknowledge CHAC members that are here, and CHAC is our Community Health Advisory Committee, and that group of folks was key in putting together our awards this year. So I want to mention Craig Mullen, who's over here, and Dr. Joel Esme, who's also our medical consultant. Not sure where he went. Oh, there he is. And also we have Cheryl Hanks here, who is our Community Health Advisory Committee Chair. There she is. And then Lynn Stepaniak, who is one of our newer members, is also present. There she is in the back. And Barb Lowe is another member. They're both sitting in the back. So I appreciate all your work related to putting Public Health Awards together as well. Thank you, and I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Gamache.
Thank you, Laurel. On behalf of the Board of Commissioners and the County Health Advisory Committee for Anoka County, I want to congratulate you all on contributions to the betterment of the people who live in our community. We are better for it, and we are grateful, and I think maybe one last round of applause for all the award winners too. Madam Chair, that concludes the Public Health Awards for 2015.
Thank you all. Dr. Nathani, Dr. Hendrickson, Marlis, Kristen, and Jim, we truly want to thank you for your dedication to the health and well-being of our entire community. So thank you for all that you do. Our second item today under Chair's remarks is to recognize the life-saving work of our 911 Central Communications Department in conjunction with National Public Safety Telecommunications Week. I'd like to ask Public Safety Committee Chair Julie Brastad to begin the recognition.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just imagine if you had to answer 1,400 phone calls a day, and not casual calls, but calls for extreme distress, fear, injury, and even death. Sometimes the events are literally unfolding within your audible reach. Most of us couldn't do it. We know it takes a special kind of person to serve as the first responders in any emergency and work hand in hand with public safety personnel to bring about a conclusion. That's why we're honored to participate in this recognition today. I'd like to ask Deputy County Administrator Tim Yantos to introduce the team. Tim?
Thank you. Annually, the second week of April is nationally recognized as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. Our Public Safety Telecommunicator Department, commonly known as 911 or Central Communications, the team. The team consists of 25 full-time dispatchers, emergency service specialists, 6 leads, coordinator, and actually the reason I'm recognizing is 1 manager. Anoka County is recognized as having a very successful Central Communications Department or 911 department that consistently provides our residents with the highest level of service. As Commissioner Brastad indicated, Central Communication receives about 1,400 calls a day. On average, that's 1 a minute, because imagine what your phones ring 1 a minute. Sometimes they do, but this goes 24 hours a day, 1 a minute. And many of the calls, many unfortunate calls, are made by citizens who are desperately in desperate situations. For the past 35 years, Linda Hansen has been an integral part of Central Communications, first as a dispatcher, then as a lead, then as a coordinator, and finally the past several years as the manager. The reason I bring this up is because Linda's retiring in August of this year, and she will not be here next year when we recognize the dispatchers. As you know, Linda has done an outstanding job, not only as a highest professional manager, but she also cares about every call that comes into the center, and individually she cares about the staff. Truly one of the reasons Central Communications Department, our Central Communications Department has been so successful has been the excellent leadership that Linda Hansen has provided. So with that, I'll ask Linda to come up and talk about Central Communications.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board, and certainly thank you, Tim, for that introduction. Each year, NENA, the National Emergency Number Association, and APCO, the Association of Public Communications Officers, takes a week to commend telecommunicators. So what are telecommunicators? Another role for that, another name for that might be dispatchers. They answer the phone when somebody calls for help. They gather the information. They dispatch police and fire and sometimes an ambulance. As Tim outlined, in Anoka County, that means we have 6 lead dispatchers and 25 or 26 dispatchers that make that happen. So a lot of work for a small group of people to handle a lot of calls. They answer calls from the 21 communities of the county. And I think we kind of narrow that down, that we think that they supply support to our citizens, but it's not just our citizens, it's those that travel through our county every day on our highways and county roadways that use their cell phone. It's the people that come to visit at the National Sports Center in the summer for the soccer tournament. It's not just the citizenry of the county, it's a complement of whoever is within the confines of our county. In addition to that, I should point out that we also provide dispatch services for fire for the city of Champlin and for fire for the city of Mounds View. So there are other communities outside our own jurisdictions that we do help out. Not unlike law enforcement, the dispatchers, as you are well aware, work every minute of every day. They're there missing their family functions and working long and hard hours to provide support for both law and fire in Anoka County. We talk to people. Sometimes it's for really lighthearted information. What time are the fireworks? And yes, sometimes people do call 911 for that question. Sometimes they need routine assistance. They need to report a theft report. And I do say routine because a theft report is a routine call, but in fact it's an impact to you. If your bicycle is stolen or perhaps your mailbox is vandalized, it is a small event in the critical world, but it's an impact upon you. It's your mail. It's buying another mailbox and trying to put that in, and the caller is frustrated, even though it might be categorized as a small event. It's observers of people of the unknown. I just saw a car slide off of the ditch on Highway 10, and I don't know if anyone's hurt. They've just witnessed a pretty frightening accident. And those that are truly experiencing a tragedy, a medical, a suicide, a domestic. And so the callers range from really just the whole gambit. Most of us have a county telephone in our office, and we have 1 or perhaps 2 or 3 lines in our office. In the dispatch center, the telephones really have the capability of adding many lines, but they have well over 20 lines that are staffed all the time. Staffed meaning that it's 1 phone and anybody can answer the phone. Our directive is if the phone rings, answer it. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So we have 10 911 lines. And we have 6 lines for the county's 10-digit number, the 763-427-1212. 6 county courthouse lines because we are still part of the county facility. We have some ring down lines, which are direct dial lines from the police departments, and 3 outgoing lines. So the telephony is wonderful, right? We know where somebody calls 911, we all watch TV and we know exactly where you are. I'm here to tell you that simply is not true. When 911 began in 1982, your phone was attached to a wall in your house and that wall had an address. Today, your cell phone travels everywhere, and we don't necessarily know your address. The wireless industry blossomed. We all bought cell phones. Many of us got rid of our home phones. But the fact is that wireless phone is delivered to a landline network and then delivers it to the right dispatch center, and there's some problems with that. Problems not at Anoka County, but really nationwide, and so we need to do some work as an industry to update our backbone, let's say, of the way we deliver telephones and telephone calls to the 911 dispatch center. That's significant because the forthcoming really next product is Next Generation 911 will not only deliver the telephone call, but text and videos and photos to the dispatch center, which we and then in turn will share out with the responders out in the field. As you recall, as I recall, when most wireless devices came into being, they were used along highways. Mainly people that had them were calling around a highway, and so most of the towers were along freeways. At that time, 82% of your calls were delivered accurately to the right dispatch center. Today, it's down to 71%. Technology going the wrong way. So this is really a critical thing on the forefront for 911 across the nation. And that's why we stay intact with our national organizations of NENA and APCO, because they work on those type of initiatives. For us, if you accidentally dial 911, please stay on the phone. Today, we still answer 1,000 calls a month from people that accidentally dial 911. Takes effort. Certainly, we want to call back. We want to call back and make contact to make sure the person that dialed 911, if they had a legitimate need for public safety or if it was an accidental dial. When you dial 911, here's the hardest thing for all of us to do. Let the dispatcher take control. The dispatcher knows their job. We need to know where you are before we can send help. Yes, we understand it's a very tragic situation. Sometimes we do understand human emotion, but we need to know where you are before we can send you some help. Let us ask the questions so that we get you help and we ensure our responders' safety. It is important to us if you are on Bunker or if you are on 65, and then if you're northbound on 65 or southbound. Our questions really are an effort to get better response. In gathering data for today, I actually learned another concerning thing for Anoka County, and that's that people dialed our 10-digit number almost as many times as they called 911. To me, that's probably a media problem on our end because we're not telling people to still call 911. Kids get this education in school. I'm going to go out on a limb and perhaps think it's us that are a little bit more mature, that are a little more hesitant to dial 911. What do? You go try to look up the 10-digit phone number. It takes you more time to do that. The fact is the person that dials is going to be answered by the same dispatcher, whether you dial 911 or the 763-427-1212. So I strongly encourage you to please call 911 if you need police or fire ambulance response. Besides answering telephones, our dispatch staff uses TriTech CAD, computer-aided dispatch, to enter calls into the computer. That's part of a change of a public safety data system that you may have heard of. For dispatchers, this meant learning a new tool that we're going to use for many years. The change was difficult, but when it is fully implemented, this system is going to work well for dispatch, law, fire, and jail to ensure responder safety again and to serve the citizens well. As a gauge of the multitasking that comes with that, you should know that the dispatchers have today 5 screens in front of them, and most of them have 10 or 12 different windows open at a time. To me, that's a challenge. Multitasking is one of the biggest efforts that it takes for the dispatchers to pay attention to all of that. There's their job, it is their focus, but it is a change. There's certainly innumerable events I could highlight from the staff, but in this last year, I want to highlight a couple staff members. First, in regards to radio dispatching, dispatcher Alyssa Newberry did an extraordinary job handling the dispatch of a confusing event in Blaine this spring. When Blaine was tied up on other events, she dispatched Coon Rapids Police to a burglary suspect with a knife. When officers arrived, the suspect lunged at the residents and the police who shot the suspect. Alyssa's calm demeanor, confirmation of information, tracking of the officers' communications helped in the successful apprehension of that suspect with no injury to the officers. And in regards to call answering, here is a number that I was truly astonished at. Found that lead dispatcher Heidi Meyer herself last year answered over 19,000 telephone calls. That means that she answered the calls about 100 times a day every time she came to work. That's besides dispatching and providing support to dispatchers in the center. So those are the type of things, the type of outstanding work that the dispatchers perform. Each week we read in the newspaper about critical events that happen where law enforcement and public safety are involved. Seldom do you read about the dispatchers. We're the behind-the-scenes people, and we understand that, and we're good with that. But I want to make sure we take time this week to recognize the efforts of the Anoka County dispatchers for their unwavering dedication. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for your leadership and to your whole staff for the tremendous contributions you guys make every single day to the public safety of our community, and for being the calm, reassuring voice on the other end of the line. We are truly going to miss you, and we are so grateful and thankful for your leadership in your department.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Well, special thank you to Linda, and special thank you to and recognition to our 911 dispatchers who are busy down there answering calls. Want to make sure that we just acknowledge the great work that they do, and that they really are some of the unsung heroes within our community, and just appreciate all of their hard work and dedication. All right, we will move on to our committee reports, and we'll start off with the Management Committee report. Commissioner West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First item is on the additional agenda is adopting Resolution 2015 M2. It's a resolution approving and the negotiated agreement on resolved issues and the arbitration award on unresolved issues covering the collective bargaining agreement between the County of Anoka and Law Enforcement Labor Services, Inc., who are representing the dispatcher unit of the calendar years 2014 and 15. So 911 people are getting a little more attention on our management budget, I'd like to offer the resolution.
A resolution has been offered by Commissioner West. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Cardiac?
Yes.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The next item is to approve the following personnel transaction. Again, it is in the area of 911, and it is a 1 FTE non-budgeted position for a CAD systems project leader position. And Linda just referred to that program that they use in their answering phone calls and dispatching. This position is going to be a dedicated position, and it's going to be funded by the E911 money, which we always wonder when we pay our phone bills where it goes, and it's a very good cause, so we're thankful for that.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Cardiac?
Aye.
Motion carries. There.
And the rest is informational. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Commissioner West. Now we will move on to Transportation Committee Chair Report. Commissioner Schulte.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have two items for you on a chair's report, and then we'll get to the committee report directly after that. As the chair of the committee, I recommend approval of a joint powers agreement with the city of Ramsey for construction of an interchange at Highway 10 and Armstrong Boulevard, and authorizing the chair of the county board and the county administrator to execute that agreement, subject to review by the county attorney as to form and legality.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Look, second by Commissioner West. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Cardiac?
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye. Motion carries. Next item.
And secondly, as the chair of the committee, I recommend approval of an agreement with CenturyLink for relocation of utilities in their own easement on Trunk Highway 10 and Armstrong Boulevard interchange project, and authorizing the chair of the county board and the county administrator to execute that agreement, subject to review by the county attorney as to form and legality.
Is there a motion to approve?
Move that.
Moved by Commissioner Look. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Schulte. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Cardiac?
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We'll move on to the committee report. We have 5 action items under the Highway Division. The first is the committee would recommend approval, resolution entering into a contract with MnDOT Advanced Construction Agreement for the project, which is the reconstruction of Bridge Street, Rum River Boulevard, Poppy Street through Cary Street in the city of St. Francis, and authorizing the chair of the county board and the county administrator to execute that agreement.
Is there an offer for the resolution?
I'll offer the resolution.
Resolution has been offered by Commissioner Look. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Cardiac?
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Secondly, the committee recommends an award of contract to Doyle Connor Company based on their low bid of $2,972,822.87 for the concrete overlay of Viking Boulevard from Flamingo Street to a quarter-mile east of University Avenue in the cities of Oak Grove and East Bethel.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Brassad. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner West. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Cordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Without much fanfare, although there should be, the committee recommends approval to award a contract to Lunda Construction Company based on their low bid of $27,696,263.87 for the Armstrong Boulevard Interchange Project in the city of Ramsey.
So moved.
Been moved by Commissioner Look. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Cordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Motion carries, and I am going to just comment that just really appreciate all of the hard work and effort. I know that Commissioner Look has been very involved in trying to move this project forward for the residents in that area because of great safety concerns. It has been a lot of pushing the ball uphill to get to this point, and also the hard work and dedication of our staff and Doug Fisher trying to pull all of the puzzle pieces together with, what are we up to, 9 different funding sources to actually be able to deliver this project. And that means that projects like these are extremely complicated. Knowing really the requirements of each funder is really critical in being able to deliver these projects. So again, just want to acknowledge the leadership of our staff, but really Commissioner Look's leadership in helping to move this forward.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Look.
if I can just comment, this is, these size projects don't happen without everybody supportive of it. And that being the area cities, Anoka, Coon Rapids, Andover, including Elk River has been supportive of this. The MnDOT's been supportive of this. Everybody's coming together, and from the business community on out. And it's, while they are big projects, when everybody's kind of pulling in the same direction, these days are very much welcome, and they can happen. And so we're thrilled and look forward to a great working relationship with this contractor.
Madam Chair. And I will take just a moment to comment. I mean, there are those sung heroes, Commissioner Look, and certainly myself being as chair of the Transportation Board, I get a photo now and then and a headline. But the unsung heroes, Doug Fisher and his team, the work they've done behind the scenes when there were 6 groups that sometimes thought they wanted to lead this project, and us knowing full well there was only one group capable of leading this project. And they did a fabulous job. They won't be pictures in the headlines with Doug Fisher and his team, maybe with hard hats on so you won't recognize them, but the truth is they are the unsung heroes. They're the ones that without them, Commissioner Look can champion this all he wants, and he can do a lot of work behind the scenes. But putting this together was truly engineers-type work, and we don't micromanage that part of it. We're just really grateful to have the team we have.
Right, absolutely.
Thank you, and we'll move on to item 4. The committee recommends approval to increase the contract with SRF Consulting Group by $355,000 due to scope and required federal design standard changes to a total of $2,180,465.20 for the design of an interchange at Highway 10 and Armstrong Boulevard in the city of Ramsey.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
I will mention on that one that the scope change they refer to is the fact that we received federal money in this project through a Tiger grant, and it required quite a bit more documentation and other issues related to that federal grant. And then 5th, our last item, the committee recommends approval to enter into a license agreement with Marvin T. Moritz and Karen L. Moritz in association with the project at Viking Boulevard from Baugh Street the Now Then Boulevard in the city of Now Then, and authorizing the chair of the county board and the county administrator to execute that agreement subject to review by the county attorney as to form and legality.
There a motion to approve?
I'll move it.
Moved by Commissioner Look. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Madam Chair, there were 7 informational items for you there under highway. There are currently only 6. We did act on one of those already, so 6 informational items you can look at when you get a chance if you haven't already. With that, my report has concluded.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Schulte. Moving on to Finance and Capital Improvements Committee Chair Report, Commissioner Look.
Madam Chair, we just have one action item for the chair report, and that is I recommend the county board authorize staff to seek requests for proposals for the redevelopment of and lease of cottages 2, 3, and 4 in adjacent property at the Rum River Human Service Center. These are the cottages that we've been working with, and City of Anoka wants to preserve, and the City of Anoka thinks that they have an opportunity to lease these out for housing. So go down that road and see if that's a viable option, and if it is, then we may be able to utilize these buildings, so.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move it.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries.
Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Look. Now we move on to Information Technology Committee report. Commissioner West?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The first item is the Information Technology Committee. First, I'd like to comment that thank you to Jim and Scott for carrying that on last week. The first item is the committee recommends that the county board approve the purchase of enterprise data backup system and the related professional services from DataLink for the county at a cost of $282,888. And the county's been planning to replace its data backup system for some time now, and the budgeted funds in 2015 are to replace old equipment. This equipment is depended upon on a daily basis for the backup of all of our data and information. And our IT department was able to secure a $30,000 price reduction and is recommending this purchase. The county purchased that this is a disk-based backup system at the cost already mentioned of $282,888.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
It's been moved by Commissioner Schulte. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
Just kind of in layman's terms, and I'm sure this isn't accurate, but I'll put it into layman's terms. This is essentially going away from a cassette tape style backup where we're storing those on site and having them picked up, transported to a remote site for safekeeping. It's more to going to a hard drive storage. We're actually storing it on a hard disk offsite. So it'll be quicker, safer, cleaner, and probably in the long run cheaper.
Commissioner, the cassette disc was pushing it just a little too far.
8-track would have been.
Well, and I think, Madam Chair, if I could continue for a second, I mean, I do think our system right now is still very highly functional. It's not like we're working off 8-tracks. They are, digital magnetic tapes, I believe. So they're probably still very safe and secure. It's just going forward, we want something that's a little more, I think the biggest problem is the devices that record and store those tapes or playback those tapes are becoming obsolete. So we want to move past that into the digital age.
Fantastic. Did you have something to add?
Madam Chair, members of the board, good morning. I'm Susan Vreel, I'm the Director of Information Technology. The commissioners, I have pretty much hit pretty much hit on all of the concerns we have right now. It is aging, the technology is wearing out. The other concern we have is that unlike 2009, we have a lot more data to house and back up. And we're starting to run into the backup window running over into Monday or to the next business day, which slows down functionality for our users. So moving to disk will get that done faster and keep us within that window that we need to try to match.
Okay, thank you. Right, roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye. Motion carries. Next item.
The next item is the Information Technology Committee recommended that the county board approve an amendment to contract C0001122 with Microsoft for continuation of the county's software assurance at a cost of $2,004,370. Excuse me. And again, this has just been in the plans. We have licensing with Microsoft of the county's file, print, and email services. And the licensing acquired allows for the key computer operating system used on a daily basis on over 2,000 PCs in the county. And the payment for these licenses was spread out over a 6-year period as the state of Minnesota contract with Microsoft is. The county now owns the licensing components, but it's still required to pay an annual maintenance cost and purchase any additional licenses that are needed for our users. And we have an annual savings to the county in excess of $12,000 each year for the next 4 years. And it allows for office licenses to multiple devices without additional costs. And there's no need to pay for version upgrades. Updates are included in the subscription. So that is why we're asking for it.
Is there a motion to approve?
Move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, anything additional?
Madam Chair, Commissioners, this looks like a pretty significant price tag, and it is an investment in the county's infrastructure, but the Microsoft platform has really turned into kind of the foundation for our house when it comes to technology. So this includes all of our Office licensing, this includes our help desk software, our SharePoint licensing, our database licensing, and all of the licensing for kind of what I call the boring stuff in the basement that nobody likes to hear too much about. So we have had it within the plan to renew this. We kind of looked at what would be the best option for our users. We know users have multiple devices. In the past, we were paying for an Office license for an iPad or a second device. We're moving away from that model, looking at more at functionality across multiple platforms versus every person or every machine needing some form of a license. So hopefully saving some money in the long run. $48,000 over 4 years to start with, and I hope that that continues.
Okay. Commissioner Look.
Madam Chair, just a question on the funding source for this.
Commissioner, look, we have money in the operating budget for this. We have had funds come out of the IT fund in the past for what I would call Microsoft project type of investments, but this is an investment that is currently within our operating budget.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Madam Chair, I'd just like to comment, one of the information items is, our licensing department is using the same scheduler system that our IT developed for our VA Veterans Office. And Washington County has inquired if we will share that with them for their passport scheduling. So it's always nice to have an opportunity to save someone else some money too.
That's correct, Madam Chair, Commissioners, and we do continue to reach out to those entities that we share technology with. If they make enhancements or improvements, they share those back with us, and so it's kind of started a nice user group of more sharing of technology.
Fantastic. All right, moving on to Parks and Community Services Committee report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I might ask John to come forward. The first item I'll talk about, though, this is a right of entry agreement with the Metropolitan Council. They're interested in entering part of the Rice Creek West Regional Park System. This is an area in the vicinity of, I'll say, Columbia Arena. They simply are accessing a piece of the trail section. I think they may have to close the trail for a short time while they made their work. The relining, I think I heard about a 6-foot pipe, it's a large pipe that they're relining for the purpose of handling sanitary waste. We handled an item like this, very much like this. I think at the last meeting, it was in Lina Lakes facility, same concept, but they pretty much opened it up, buttoned it down, and served the needs of our region. That was the first item, and if I could, Madam Chair, I might move it.
It's been moved by Commissioner Kordiak. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Schulte. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak?
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I jumped ahead of me, but let me just thank Commissioner Gamache and Schulte for carrying the last Parks meeting. I was on a mission of mercy, and they obviously got that business done, and I appreciate your efforts. Johnny, if you can comment a little bit, we've been talking for a long, long time about our county waterways, the wide variety of invasive species that are out there. We have an opportunity for some funding source that the state's now providing to give us some opportunity to do a better job of, within our lake system, within our education outreach. If you can just talk about this delegation agreement, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair. Commissioners, good morning. For the record, I'm John Bondelendy, Division Manager for Parks and Community Services. You might recall, Commissioners, that back in 2014, the state legislature passed a statute that directs the counties in Minnesota, all the counties, to become a partner with the state and with the DNR to enact an aquatic invasive species prevention program. And while this is a mandated program, it is also a program that is funded by the state. Last year, the county received $57,000. In calendar year 2015, we'll be receiving another $127,000. Last fall, the county board adopted a resolution in support of a strategic plan that would implement this activity in Anoka County. Since then, we've been reaching out to our partners that have included the cities, watershed management organizations, watershed districts, the Anoka Conservation District, Lake Improvement Districts, and lake associations. And we've had a couple of work sessions with those stakeholder groups, and everyone's come together and we've identified priorities and strategies that have come out of that. One of the things that we're hearing that we brought back to Parks Committee on a couple of occasions is that there's really a pressing need to put more people in the field, boots on the ground at the boat launches, to talk with our customers and our guests about what AIS is, to help point it out on their watercraft, help them learn how to remove that, and to ensure that we're doing everything we can to reduce the translocation of things like zebra mussel and Eurasian water milfoil from one body of water to the other. Part of that program that will assist us greatly is to enter into this delegation agreement with the DNR. This will allow the DNR staff to come into Anoka County to train our seasonal watercraft inspectors, to certify them, to ensure that they're qualified to do these kinds of inspection activities, to work side by side with them in the training that goes on with that, and to delegate the responsibility and authority to do soft enforcement, working with the public to really encourage them to be good stewards and not take a hard-handed approach. So this allows us to establish that relationship with the state and to move those activities and resources forward. And as I said, this is a program that is fully funded by the state at this point. So we're encouraged to get moving and roll this out beginning basically Memorial Day weekend through Labor Day weekend is when we'll be out in the field working with our guests and our friends who are trying to get their boats launched. And we'll do it in a very friendly way, as I said.
Any questions? I'll move it.
Okay, moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Commissioner Look, you had a question?
Madam Chair, yes, I have a question as it relates to this, the delay of the aquatic species, invasive species sticker requirement and training online that was proposed in the last legislative session. I understand that the bill's author may be authoring another bill to cancel that bill, but I'm wondering how that impacts us if it does now, or if we're kind of in a holding pattern to see if that's, if this delay impacts us in some way, or if it's going through, or if we know anything more about that.
If that delay did occur, Commissioner Look, it wouldn't be enacted or wouldn't be effective until 2016. So we would at least have 2015 to pilot this program. If the funding at that point were pulled, we would simply just walk away from this, but might continue some of the initiatives that we've started. For example, one of the things we're looking at doing is possibly setting up some outreach to the schools in the county, as we do with the wildlife outreach program, as the recycling program is trying to do. So to continue maybe some of those education components going forward. But the on-the-ground enforcement and education activities would probably have to cease at that point, because that is an item that is a cost item to the county, and one that we wouldn't be able to afford otherwise without this program. So we're tracking that legislation. We'll see what happens. It's anyone's guess, but I'm assuming that this program will probably live on, but we'll see. I know one of the concerns that some of the more rural counties in the state are having is just not having enough staff or expertise in-house to kind of manage a program of this nature, especially if you're in a county where it's rich in water resources, but small in county staff. I can see where that could be a real challenge. But here I think we have a nice balanced approach.
Madam Chair, as a follow-up to that, I understand there was some spraying down of watercraft too at some point. That doesn't have anything to do with this, though. That's
Madam Chair, Commissioner Look, there is another component to the program which the DNR is working on, and that's decontamination stations, and they do have some portable stations that they've purchased that they're going to be using on a pilot basis at some of the boat launches around the state. We're not going to be piloting a decontamination effort. It's very costly. It's very time-consuming. That's a level 2 certification, and we're not going to move to that. This is strictly just, person-to-person communication for the most part.
Madam Chair?
Commissioner Gamache.
Thank you. This is the, great program to have in place, and I'm glad that we're able to get some money from the state to do it, because over the years, we've seen some lakes, like in the city of Andover, that has now thousands of dollars, both from the cities of Andover, Coon Rapids, and also from the people that live along the lake, have had to take care of some of the invasive species that they found in Crooked Lake and some of those other lakes like that. And to be able to teach people at the point of entering the lake what they have to look for, because there's so many weeds that get tangled up in your boat, your trailer, and every place else. To know what you're supposed to look for and what to actually try to find to make sure you get those off the boat so they don't end up in another lake. This is the best way to do it. For the people that are going to be out there with the staff that'll be working those boat landings, be patient with them. They're there to help keep our lakes and our rivers and everything in good condition. So they may ask you to have to remove a few things from your boat and trailer if you didn't get them off the last time you were out. But be patient with them as we put this project in place. I'm hoping that the state will continue to fund it, because otherwise I'm not sure what we'd end up doing in the long run if we don't catch it now.
And Madam Chair, if I might just add a couple of comments following on Commissioner Gamache's comments there. We are going to be working closely with the license centers, county libraries, municipal centers, to also make available information that they could have available at their brochure racks or on their monitors as you enter the facilities. We're also going to be distributing information about AIS and this program, and what to look for in terms of AIS, and how to clean your boat when people are actually getting their watercraft licenses at the license center. So that's another point of contact. We'll be doing the same thing at the gatehouses where you enter the county parks where there's water, just distributing leaflets again, providing information about that. And in addition, 2 of the county, the recreation watercraft enforcement officers in the county sheriff's department are also going to be teaming up with parks on this initiative to ensure that when they're on the water, they're also up to speed on this AIS activity, and are also would be certified to do enforcement.
Okay. Further discussion?
Madam Chair, I'll just comment that obviously even this program is no guarantee that any or all of our lakes over the course of history will not be impacted by this problem, for there's thousands of boat landing areas, potentially every backyard of every water-bearing piece of property. I mean, you could throw a canoe in the water and impact it potentially. But it's about education as much as anything, whether schools or libraries or on the sites. We hope to keep people informed, make them aware, and do all that we can to offer due diligence. That's really what this program is about.
Well, appreciate the effort in the schools. I know that, I don't recall if it's middle school or high school, but kids had an option of getting some sort of a certificate for driving their boats or a babysitting certificate, that sort of thing, and that may be a good opportunity to be able to target with this information, so. All right, a roll call vote.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Cardiac,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The remaining items were for information purposes only. One interesting discussion has been the Joseph Wargo Nature Center, and our work in the master plan that commissions in your backyard. We have some long visionary goals that range from trailways to tree forts. And so we'll see what unravels over time, but it's an interesting discussion. It's a fine facility, and we're just going to look at, continue to embellish that location. There is some funding available and some public interest. So that park is a large system of ours, and we'll see where that takes us over time. That concludes my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to Public Safety Committee Chair Report. Commissioner Brassad.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just have one action item, and that would be that I recommend the county board adopt resolution 2015 PS03, County Board authorization of signatory for the 2015 National Highway Traffic Safety Administration DWI Officers Grant Agreement. I would also recommend execution and approval of the agreement between the Minnesota Department of Public Safety, Office of Traffic Safety, and the Anoka County Sheriff's Office in an amount not to exceed $168,500. It's a DWI officer beginning February 1st, 2015 through September 30th, 2015.
Okay, is there an offer for the resolution?
I'll offer that.
Okay, been offered by Commissioner Brassad. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Cardiac,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to Waste Management and Energy Committee Report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My first answer is these are information purposes only. However, I can never deny myself the opportunity just to comment, but we did have an interesting discussion. We had Tim Steinbeck, who's actively working with Great River on an active basis. We had one of their VPs there, Rick Lancaster, who's been long close to this project, and gave us a report about how it's doing. It's an interesting discussion. You recognize, of course, that we own that facility for 20 years and have left that for about 5 or 7 years ago. We've been providing some financial support to that plant to help keep it viable and operational. That's been good. Those will drop off, I think, maybe this year. It's fair to say, though, I'll just warn you and comment that the facility does struggle under the absence of sufficient waste. They have additional capacity that they could handle more. Their tip fees are too low. Their rate carriers across their entire region carry the cost of several $1 million a year to keep that operation afloat. And they are going to have to make some serious decisions one day about what they do with that facility. Nearly all, the vast majority of Anoka County's waste goes there. And I guess if we care about where waste goes, and we care about the growing presence of landfills, we care about the, I won't say recycling, but the reuse advantage of this and the energy generation that it causes, we're going to have to take a close look one day with Great River. The state of Minnesota is working with the resolution 473-848, and then that may allow for some redirecting of waste around the region, rather than, the concept is to move it away from landfills and move it toward facilities that have added capacity, which we're the poster child of. But whether that passes, I mean, it has passed, how long it takes for them to do that, how effectively that works, what the industry is going to cause to happen there is a problem and a concern, and Great River is concerned about it. We'll talk about that more as time passes. I think I'm going to be meeting with a team soon to have a broader discussion about what the county might choose to do to work with Great River. But I think we have an interest in making sure that we understand what's going on with that facility and watching its future in this county as time rolls on. That's all I think I'll say about that. I will comment that paint care, which you recognize there is already an added fee on paint that you buy in the marketplace, wherever you buy it. There will be ever-growing opportunities, it would seem, to bring your waste paint someplace. I think we spend, I forgot what we spend, several $100,000 a year to manage, for the most part, latex paint, which we have no obligation to handle. We do it as a benefit to our public. And the paint care would provide an opportunity and outlet for people to bring that waste to and help us to get rid of that responsibility, redirect it, give it to the industry that handles paint, who should handle paint. And we'll see how that unfolds, but I look forward to our making progress with that. We are working within I think the 6 or 7 county region to make sure that we're all working in the same direction and not going different directions 7 times over, to see that we have kind of a standard relationship with paint care throughout the metropolitan region. The swim club and others are working on that, and I appreciate their efforts there, and they're making progress. Those were my reports, and that would conclude my report, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Schulte.
If it would be all right, I'd like to comment on the first item Commissioner Kordiak talked about with the Elk River Resource Recovery Facility. It is in jeopardy of essentially going out of business. Great River Energy doesn't really have an interest in losing their $4 to $5 million a year, which is what they're losing now, operating the facility as is. The reason that's happening is because in 2009, the state of Minnesota passed 473.848, which mandates haulers to bring refuse to the burner until capacity is full, then they can bring it to landfills. The MPCA is not enforcing it, and that's the problem. Our tipping fees, to be exact numbers, ours are $64 at the landfills, or currently at $64 at Elk River Resource Recovery, and it's that price or cheaper at the landfills. So our haulers are choosing to use the landfills, and the state law is not being enforced. I attended a meeting with Commissioner Link Stein of the MPCA where, as part of the Solid Waste Management Coordinating Board, we requested that they please enforce the law that was passed in 2009. They're going to get back to us. They haven't determined yet if they're going to enforce that or not. If they to enforce it, Great River Energy says we'll build wind turbines to meet our federal requirement for sustainable energy, and we'll quit burning garbage because it's just costing us too much money. That would be a detriment for Anoka County, as Commissioner Kordiak laid out. I think in future planning, I'm sure we'll have many meetings in the coming months discussing this, whether we decide to continue what we're currently doing, and that's subsidizing the tipping fees at the burning plant, or if we choose to partner with Great River Energy in some way to make their operation more efficient, whatever, if we want to keep that facility around. Thankfully, we don't have a landfill in Anoka County right now, so that means they're bringing it to our neighboring counties, but those neighboring counties do abut our county, Sherburne County being one of them, and Elk River specifically. So I think it's something we do need to sit down and talk about as a group and go through some introspection and decide where we're going as a county when it comes to the environment and our garbage hauling. Sorry for pontificating so long. It is an important subject that I was not aware of a year ago. I'm new to this, so I'm learning more and more as I get involved in this. And as you all know, I'm not a true tree hugger. I'm not an environmentalist. This is about where do we get rid of our garbage that each and every one of us create.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Speaking of sewer lines, I have one to fix.
Okay. All right. And the last item is to consider reappointing Byron Westland to the Coon Creek Watershed District Board of Managers for a 3-year term expiring May 27, 2018.
I'll move that.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, and the meeting is adjourned.
We have regional